Hello and welcome to Unequal Sequel.
Extra.
Yes, we got it out. Just to give everyone a bit of a quick heads up, I've got a cough or a cold, and it seems if I laugh, I cough a lot.
Yeah.
And Rich is a coffee person anyway, it seems.
So, no fun. We're not having any fun in this one. No laughing.
No
jokes. No fun.
We're deadly serious.
Avoid the cough.
Let's not do it.
At no point am I going to try my best to make you laugh.
Luckily, we're not talking about a comedy. Let's try and be one of those deadly serious.
Yeah.
I'm about to say reporters, but that's not the word. Reviewers, critics,
reviewers,
journalists, any of those words.
We're one of them.
How are you, Rich? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. You?
Yeah. Surviving.
Back in the full swing at work. Nice for the weather to get blisteringly hot just as all the kids go back to school.
I mean, that's really nice. Every year that seems to happen.
It's not great for me because I'm now stuck in a little glass office, no air conditioning. So good.
So by the time this comes out, I reckon we're pretty much done with the sun. There might be a couple of days in the weekend. So if you listen to this on the Saturday and Sunday in September, relaxing in the garden, listening to us, you probably love it.
Could be nice and warm, but I've checked in for my flights to France for the World Cup.
Oh yeah, you're
going for the Rugby World Cup starts at the weekend. So yeah,
this weekend. And when are you going?
I'm going on the 24th, 23rd, 24th, something like that.
We're basically away on the same weekend.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so we need to
recording before
re-record that.
Yeah. Well, which game are you going to see? Is it the England game?
No, I'm going to see Wales, Australia.
Oh, that would be a much better game than watching England be absolutely polarised by pretty much anyone.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I'm not sure I can bring myself to watch England much because we are rubbish.
I did give Rich an idea. I was like, if you want, you can start a rugby podcast. We can call it Unequal Rugby. And, and then Rich was like, no, because I can't talk about England and how rubbish they are.
I can't do a rugby podcast and not swear every 3 minutes, I think is the problem.
Isn't that part of rugby? Anyway, I feel like we've gone off point. We're meant to be talking about films.
We are, yes. And a particular film.
A sequel.
A sequel. An actual sequel, what we've seen at the cinema.
Or can I call it Unequalizer?
Oh! I was going to call it the Threequalizer.
Oh, yeah, that works. I was getting our name in there as well. Anyway, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the third film in the ever-growing Equalizer franchise.
I think the third and final, as far as I understand.
I think Denzel's done.
Yes.
I was listening to a few episodes with the director Anton Fruick. I had his name down to a T earlier. I was practicing it.
Fuqua, isn't it?
Fuqua. That was the one. Fuqua. There we go. By the way, he interviewed with Chris Hewitt on the Empire podcast. He sounds incredible. Like effing and jeffing. It was amazing. Like, he would be brilliant on this podcast. And he seems to be up for more, if Denzel's up for more, or even a prequel.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
With Denzel's son, which is John Washington. I've forgotten the name of him, playing a younger Robert McCall. And that would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
It depends if Denzel wants to go again. But this does seem like a closer of a trilogy.
I'd say by interesting, I would say more of the same.
Yes, it is a weird trilogy. Before we get into that and we talk about our feelings and our history of this franchise, which still boggles me that it's still going. Not in a bad way. It's just it rocks up every few years and thinking, oh, I didn't know the last one was hugely successful to warrant a sequel.
No.
But anyway, we'll get into that. What is the plot of The Equalizer 3?
Well,
I nearly called it the Sequelizers.
If you've seen the other two Equalizer movies, then you'll know what the plot is because it's essentially the same. But yeah, Denzel Washington's Robert McCall, who is some sort of government assassin retired government assassin? Don't really find out. Vigilante kind of dude, loosely based on the Edward Woodward TV series from the 80s. He is in Italy for some reason that you don't find out until right at the end, and I'm not going to spoil.
Okay, let's not do that.
Yeah, and killing mafia dudes. And then he, because of his own kind of... Do you think he's getting old and slightly slipping? Takes a shot in the back, and ends up having to being taken in by a kindly Italian doctor in a nice Italian village.
Beautiful.
Who all look after him, and he falls in love with the village, and it's finally his place he's going to retire. But oh no! The village is being terrorised by mafioso. It's basically Seven Samurai, but there's only one of him. And so, yeah, he does what he does and kills all the mafia dudes. That's it.
I mean, that's not even spoilers, because that's just an Equalizer film at this point. And who would have thought there'd be mafia in a place near Naples, which is hugely famous for the mafia, right?
Well, I mean, Sicily is pretty famous. Is where where the mafia kind of started.
Isn't that The Godfather 2, where they send him?
But then there's I don't know. No, they send him to Sicily, don't they? They don't send him to Naples.
I don't know.
Anyway, there are lots of different mafia families. There's lots of mafia, all that kind of nonsense going on. So, anywho, it's all good.
It's all good. There are other people pop up. There is an interesting Dakota Fanning.
Oh yeah, sort of Man on Fire reunion,
which they probably might last acted together. What, we must be at uni for Man on Fire, or even earlier than that.
Yeah,
2003, 2002.
Yeah,
so
but their chemistry's still quite good, I'd say.
Yeah, they're both lovely together. Yeah. I think that, I was trying to explain to Tiff. I was like, they've done a film many years ago, but in a very different circumstances. So, Rich,
yes,
Equalizers.
Yes,
where do you stand? The history of these with you?
I had not watched any of them until 2 weeks ago, ish.
Right.
Maybe a bit less than that, 10 days ago. And obviously knew this was coming out, so I thought, better prepare. Watched the first one, thought, do you know what? It's all right. It's all right. You know, it's past the time. Watched the second one, thought, you know what? It's all right. It's not great. It's not as good as the first one, but it's all right. Yeah. Then I watched this one and I was like, do you know what? It's all right.
Yeah. Did you know they were a thing, though, before the third one came out?
I think I knew that I think I knew it existed. I think my dad used to watch the TV show.
Again, I was trying to explain the TV show to Tiff, which is a very different vehicle to this.
Yeah, it's not quite as murdery as this. It's more kind of an ex-cop going round, righting wrongs, essentially.
Yeah, and I think maybe in the TV series, actually, someone calls him the Equalizer. Not like the film when we got 3 films of the Equalizers, and at no point does someone call him, hey, are you the Equalizer?
Yeah, no.
And I wanted someone to leave someone in the third one and go, hey, you equalised that. Or something like that. That would have been would have made me happy. I was a little bit like you. I didn't see any of these in the cinema. I love Denzel Washington. I think he's one of our finest actors.
Oh, absolutely,
today. Man. That guy can act. And without him in these films, it would be up shit creek, I think.
Oh, that'd be ridiculous. Without his performance is quality. He is great. The script is choppy. I would say in all 3 of these movies.
I think formulaic.
100%. They're formulaic. Yeah, yes. You kind of know exactly what's going to happen.
I mean, we're on the roots of kind of better than the Taken films, but that kind of thing, right? We're not.
Yeah, I mean, definitely better than the Taken sequels.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, especially I don't want to.
Taken 3, but I remember watching the first one when it came, not in the cinema, but I think when it came to VOD. And enjoyed it. I was like, I love Denzel kicking and punching people and having some really sweet lines, like the presence he has and the gravitas he has.
Absolutely. I love a kind of assassin who's incredibly precise. It's like he can only do what he does because he's incredibly precise. Like he's verging on the kind of mental health issues of how precise he is.
Yes, he's got OCD and whatever, hasn't he?
I don't know if he's got OCD, but he's definitely got some sort of compulsion.
Yes.
Like, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, there's definitely things going on.
which probably makes him a better killer. And from the first film, we talk a lot on this podcast about how hard it is to do a bad good guy or a good bad guy, whatever way around you. Whatever. And his character, Robert McCall, is a good man at heart, and he does bad things to bad people. And in the first one, he's definitely got a moral compass more. I think by the third one, I think he questions it in the film as well. If he kind of enjoy it, he does it because he enjoys it kind of a little bit, and he hasn't worked out. In the first one, he just seems to be helping his local, Home Depot, like B&Q workmates.
Yeah, I quite like the first one with that kind of like grounded, basically like it all kicks off in a B&Q.
Yeah,
like,
it does.
And he's sort of like part murderer, part life coach.
Yeah, he is.
Trying to sort of help people through stuff.
And there's a really cool bit at the end of that film with a nail gun, which is, I think the music's all blast, and he comes around the corner and he's just really cool.
And again, and that carries on a bit in the second one as well. He's kind of like, again, sort of part life coach, part murderer.
Yes.
And in this third one, the whole life coach bit just kind of goes out the window. Like, he doesn't really like help anyone. If anything, he's being helped by lots of people, and he just does the murdering part.
He does do that. Yes, he does. But we do find out why he does there's a big murdery part at the beginning. You don't really see the big murdery part, but
no,
it's
you see
very
the aftermath
graphic.
of it, don't you? Yeah.
Would you say this is the most graphic? I mean, they're all quite graphic, all three of them. But
I think this
one seems particularly brutal.
There's a lot of jabbing people in eye sockets with stuff, and
yeah,
it does seem particularly brutal. There were points where I thought, oh, that's a bit. He's gone a bit far. It's a bit harsh there. In previous ones, he might have let like the lesser henchmen live, and in this one, he's like, nope, crush them with a van.
He takes no prisoners for most of this.
Literally none at all. He just murders everybody.
Last one standing, and it's good. It's a good action film, and I think as far as a trilogy, I think it's a pretty strong trilogy because they're all quite the same in a nice way.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like this third one, I was waiting for a big ending, and it kind of has a very a limp dick ending kind of thing.
Okay.
It doesn't quite,
I mean, I think it tries to have quite a clever ending to explain the beginning.
Yes, but I thought there was going to be another thing after that kill. It's like, oh, that's cool and everything.
Yeah, I mean, like
slowly walking around, blah-de-blah. Like,
he seems to very quickly kill off the mafia without any real problems.
In the second one, the finale isn't a fucking hurricane, by the way.
Yeah.
Against Pedro Pascal, and it's pretty crazy. Like, it's a good set. Like, they're doing this piece in a hurricane. That's an interesting. Yeah. And in this one, it's just I'm gonna slowly come out of the shadows at night in a big mansion kind of house, and
and literally no one even stands a chance. It's just like pop dum 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 dum. There's no like jeopardy for him.
Yes, and I felt the first one had the bit in the B&Q, the do it all, whatever it is we call these things now, the B&Ms. Using a few of the tools, and that's cool. I just didn't get that from the last half an hour in this film. I liked some of the other tropes. I loved the beginning. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed Denzel question himself and the gravitas he brings to that part, and just the ferociousness that he kills people. But he always offers them at the beginning, the bit in the restaurant where he's like, "Sir, please just leave."
Yeah.
He goes from 1 to 10 pretty quickly. He gives 9 seconds. I would say his seems to be his average of.
Yeah, he's got an obsession with a small number of like time, doesn't he? Like, yeah, it's like 9 seconds is his thing. Okay.
All good things. All good character tropes. All good things that make a 3D character. Like for things like some programs. The Liam Neeson character in Taken, you don't really know a lot about it. He hasn't got any quirks. I mean, he's good at what he does. He's got a particular set of skills. We know that. He told us.
Yeah.
But Denzel, you can he's kind of a 3D character in that Robert McCall 2C 2Ls character.
I do believe him more, I think. He's
Yes.
more a believable character.
Well, is that because Denzel Washington is just
He's just a brilliant actor.
Just a
He
brilliant
can just
actor.
do whatever he wants.
I mean,
much.
Denzel Washington doesn't truly make awful films.
No, and none of these films are awful.
No, they're fun. I grant that.
Yeah, and they're nice and short. I mean, this is only like an hour and a half,
they?
wasn't it?
No, they're like 2 hours, mate.
This was not 2 hours. This is less than 2 hours.
The first two are over the first 2 hours. So,
Well, this
Hang
one,
on.
there's no way this one was 2 hours.
well, an
because
hour 49. You're right. But the first two are longer.
So the second one is an hour and a minute, 2 hours, 1 minute long.
And the first one's 2 hours 12.
So not that much over. But anyway, like I was saying, this one is not long.
This one, yeah. I just assumed it was the same length as the other ones. But I made, well, you know what was a good sign for me, Rich? And we haven't talked about it for a while. I didn't go for a wee in it. So,
Well, there you go.
again,
That's,
we
it's
weren't
not
meant to
that
mention
long.
that anymore, were we? We were meant to be professional critics. Shut up, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, because I did trailers and movie and was out within 2 hours. So
Brilliant. Oh, I mean, well done, Denzel.
I missed the adverts at the start. I timed it really nicely.
Me too.
Sat down just as the trailer started. I was like, yes.
There was something I truly hate in this film, and it seems to. And it's not just this film.
Is it the destroying guitar? Meow!
No, that was
Every time some violence was going to happen.
I knew you would hate that
I was
because
like,
it reminded me a little bit of Wonder Woman. Like,
Yeah.
oh, he's coming on.
But also the noise kind of really goes right through you. And I was like,
Yeah.
ugh.
I did think about it with you and that sound. I was like, Rich is going to hate this.
Yeah, I did.
What I hate, and I'm not going to tell you, is the Photoshop photo at the end.
Oh, God, it's so shit.
I won't tell you who's in this picture or anyone, but all the millions they have to make movies nowadays.
Yeah, and no one could do a decent Photoshop. What the fudge is going on there?
I mean,
Like, don't have a photo of three people and they're all their blooming shadows of different directions. Come on.
It's awful. It's really bad.
Oh, we've killed Dave.
I just remember the character on the guy, and he's in another world in that picture. Three of these people in this picture don't belong together in that picture.
Hire a graphic designer, for
It
God's sake.
can't be that hard.
It will take them an afternoon, if that. Come on.
I mean, you probably could have got three of those characters together to take a picture, to be honest. At some point. Or at least two of them.
You could, I don't think you struggle to get three.
They're actors. You could have got them as actors.
Well, yeah, but isn't one of them dead?
Well, now you're going to spoilers. Yes, but I mean real life people.
No. I mean, in real life, isn't he? No?
No, is he?
Is Bill
Excuse
Pullman
us.
dead? Oh, hang on. I thought Bill Pullman had died. Have I lost my...
You might
Have I got that wrong?
What's happening now is Rich is quickly Googling if we put Bill Pullman.
Don't put this in, because
This
it's
is
a
definitely
spoiler. It's going to
Oh, I
ruin it for
suppose
everybody. No, he is alive. Okay. Don't know who I'm thinking of then.
Okay. He killed me.
Serious professional critics. Turns out Bill Pullman's not dead.
What?
Ignore that rumour. Oh dear. Whoops.
Have you been telling people Bill Pullman's dead?
No, well, I just have, but yeah.
I wonder who you're thinking of.
I wonder who I am thinking of.
Anyway, Bill Pullman may or may not be in a picture of a photograph at some point in this film. That's no spoilers, really. We can keep away from that.
That's yeah.
Did that storyline work for you, though? Like, did they really mesh together? You got the Robert McCall, am I a good man, bad man storyline, and then on the side of it, you've got the drug dealing Dakota Fanning.
I mean,
they didn't really mesh as well. I enjoyed the parts when they were on camera together.
yes,
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't think I
thought it felt very kind of. I don't know. I guess that they know who the audience is for this movie because they're like, it's that blooming jihadi drug. We're like,
I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah,
it took me a while to really
okay.
piece things together, like what they were
Right.
talking about, because I wasn't expecting that to be part of this story, I think.
Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one.
I
Like,
mean, mostly it's just Robert McCall killing people because...
didn't need any of that other side of it, to be honest.
No, they
Like,
just had
he
to have a
doesn't
bad
need
mafia.
that much justification to go and kill people.
No.
Oh, they're mafia and drug dealers and funding terrorism.
I think even one of the lines is, I just got lucky, or I didn't know that was there until I got there, kind of thing. And it was like, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because he wasn't, yeah. Nah. No.
You know what I mean? It's...
I do. I wasn't totally down for that either.
But overall, were you happy? Did you have a good time?
I did. I quite enjoyed it.
Did it? Is it what you? Well, it's what I kind of expected from an Equalizer film. But did you get out what you thought an Equalizer film would be? It didn't offer anything new.
No, I did. One thing I did think was sod retiring in a small Italian village.
I thought it looked lovely.
It does look lovely, but there's about 45 million stairs.
Yes, that's true. Not good for our knees.
Not good for old people. No, I was like, nah, I wouldn't be choosing that place to retire. Got to be honest. I want somewhere flat. Give me Amsterdam to retire to, please.
Just live lower down then.
Well, yeah, but what if the shops are up the top? Then you've got all those steps to walk up to go to Tesco's.
I don't know if they have a Tesco's. The church is high. I remember that. I mean, that's a wonderful location, though.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And I think they do Naples justice because I've been to Naples and it's pretty shit.
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
Good to know.
It's not that nice.
I liked this film because it didn't. Again, this is another trope we talk about. It didn't look like it was a boys' holiday. Like, let's all pack our stuff off to holiday, Italy and look like we're having a good time. I mean, there was a reason why he was there.
Time.
Oh, because it was stunning. Like the location was stunning. But I think I've gone off question now. Did you like it?
I did like it. I don't think I learned anything. I don't think that there was anything too unexpected. I don't think it changed my world. Did I enjoy myself for an hour and 49 minutes? Yeah, I did. And did I come out of there going, do you know what? I'd get on with the rest of my day now. Never think about that movie again until today.
Brilliant. Would you watch another one?
Probably. Quite enjoyed them. I wouldn't make a trip to the cinema to watch another one. But I would wait for it to come out and streaming and happily watch it.
Oh, that's interesting. You wouldn't pay the big bucks to go see Denzel.
Well,
I mean, how old is Denzel now?
It's not so that I wouldn't pay the big bucks. It's that it wouldn't be something that would get me out of the house. My time is pretty limited. Right? I have a lot on, so my time is quite limited. So going to the cinema is a big thing, and I want it to be good when I go. So it wouldn't be something that would necessarily draw me.
Okay, that's good. Because Denzel is quite old now, right? He's not a young man.
He's not a young man. I'm not sure how old he is, but he's not young, is he? Well, he was born in 1954, so that makes him 71.
Wow.
No, 69. I can't count. Makes him 69. So
he's kicking ass, and he looks great for 69 then.
Yeah.
You know what? I enjoy these films, and I think the director and Denzel work really well together. They've made some, like, Training Day together is just... And there's a bit in... Did you notice the Training Day? Like, I don't know if Denzel... There's a bit when he comes out and he bangs his guns together.
I didn't notice that, no. It's been a long time since I've seen Training Day.
You should go and watch Training Day. He is unbelievably good in Training Day. I don't know if it's the film he should have won an Oscar for. He should have won Oscars probably for many films, but it is fantastic. There's a bit when he comes out and he just bangs his guns together like he's that character from Training Day. And I was like, I don't know if that was a homage or on purpose or if it was just something he did. But I would watch another one. I would also watch that Prequalizer idea with his son, because his son's a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
As well. You know what? I really enjoyed this trilogy. I think it's a really solid trilogy. I think, like you, it's easy. It's kind of easy to watch. I mean, they're quite violent, so don't be surprised when someone eyeball gets gouged out with like a shot glass at one point. I don't know if that's this film or the other one. I think I watched them Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, And to be honest, they all kind of blurred into one for me.
Yeah,
and I definitely we'll get into that in a minute where we rank them a little bit. But for me, it was good. Again, I've seen a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
As an action film, I think there's a lot there. There's some decent kills, some good Denzel lines. I don't think it's as good as the second one when he's talking to those people outside the house and he's like just sad that he's only going to get to kill them once. I think that's a good line. Oh, the good line in this film is when he says at the beginning, he's telling the guys that his mate's too close to him with the gun, and he feels sorry for him because he doesn't even know he's dead yet, or whatever it was. So let's ask the big questions, and we can kind of talk about.
Okay.
So, is it an unequal sequel, and what do you rate it, and how do you rank them? We've got 3 of these things now. Have you got best? Have you got worst?
Oh, that is interesting. I'd say it's a pretty equal sequel, but I don't think I like it. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I've really tricked
you. Have really foxed me. I think it's a pretty equal sequel. I think 2 and 3 pretty much on a par.
Yeah. So you're saying the one's the best one, right?
I like the first one being a bit slow at the beginning because it's methodical and it's thought through and it's paced in the way that Robert McCall is paced, and he builds up to it. He builds up and he builds up and he builds up. Whereas 3, it sort of feels like, because it starts at like 100 miles an hour, it feels a little bit like it needs slowing down, and so it needs that kind of pace, and then it feels like it ends too quick. It's just kind of, yeah. So, but if it had the ending of 2, then I think it would be better.
Oh, that would be a really good film. Yeah, yes.
Oh, there we go. We agree.
It nailed it.
So it's hard to choose. It's hard to rank, though, because it's hard to choose between 2 and 3.
I would say 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think it probably is 1, 2, 3. I don't know, though. There's a lot of
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I think they're very similar and they're all very close to each other.
Yeah.
I do think the first one's the best one.
First one's the best one.
The second one, like you said, I don't know if the second one's got a decent bad guy.
No, that's true.
I don't want to try and give away spoilers for what happens in the second one. That'd be really dickish of me. But I feel the bad guy in the third one would be better in the second one, but with a bigger ending.
Yeah.
But the bad guy in the first one is really good.
Oh yeah, the bad guy.
He's
bad
really
guy in the first one is great. Yeah.
That feels like someone will go up against Robert McCall. The second one, I don't think he ever really has a chance. He's out of his depth.
And the third one definitely doesn't have a chance.
Even know. Yeah.
He's basically dispatched in about 14 minutes. Tough one. Yeah.
You're still thinking about it, aren't you?
I am still thinking about it. I think you're probably right. I think it is 1, 2, 3. Probably. But it's really close. Could be.
Because they're not amazing films.
No.
They're not toilet.
They're not bad. No,
they're good.
Yeah, they're decent. Yeah.
Which for us makes it even harder to talk about.
It does. Yeah.
It's the middle of the road films that are the harder to talk about.
Fine.
Yeah, they're right. I enjoyed it. I sat through 2 hours of it. I looked at each other at the end of the film and went, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Would you watch another one? Yeah, probably. That's because they're also harmless in a way.
Yeah.
They're a great way of passing time. Like you said, everyone's really good at them. I think they're quite well made. I can't really watch anything technically dickish about them. Like, I don't want to be on it, but they look good. They're all good films. The music's good. Rich might not like the guitar-y bits, but I thought they're pretty cool. It's got some nice action. It is an unequal sequel just because it declines slightly, mainly because of the lackluster ending. If it went out with a bang, it would have been so good. Even if that guy just knew Robert McCall was coming.
Yeah. Even just put up some sort of resistance.
That
there
would have been anything.
None, no resistance whatsoever.
No. What would you rate it out of 7?
I think it's probably like a slap bang in the middle, like a 3.5, maybe a 4.
Yeah, I think a 4.
Yeah.
Do you know what I was just looking at quickly? I wanted to talk about quickly. I really respect the budgets on these films.
Okay. I haven't looked at the budget, so I don't.
Because we've been talking recently about how the £300 million films are not making their money back.
Yeah.
the Indiana Jones, even like Mission Impossible, Day of Reckoning Part 1 struggled really, which is crazy to think that even Indiana Jones has not made money. It's crazy to me.
It's a bit crazy.
So the first film made for 55 million.
That's not bad. That's decent budget.
Solid. Solid. It made like just under 200 million worldwide.
Nice.
I was kind of wonder because it's when a sequel came along. For I didn't know that film did good enough to get a sequel, but I'm happy it did, and it did exactly the same with the third one as well. So the third one was made for 62 million,
right,
and that made about the same money as the first one, but just under 200 million again.
Okay,
so it's pretty solid. And then the third one, I think, was
You confused me then because you said the third one for the second one.
Oh, the second one was 62 million.
Right, gotcha. Yeah.
And then the third one was 70 million.
Okay.
And I don't think these are massive budgets, especially when you've got like a Denzel Washington.
It's creeping up a bit, but then inflation's massive at the moment, isn't it? So
inflation, massive, and
similar.
They always do in trilogies.
What
They're
sort
not
of
going to go down in price.
I mean, it's only been out a few days, hasn't it? So, what sort of money's it made?
Worldwide, it's made about 70, I think, at the moment. So not awful.
So, in a weekend, made its budget back essentially. Like that's not that's not bad. Yeah.
I think it will at the end. It will roughly do about the same as the other one. And I think these films do particularly well. I know the first two did particularly well on DVD sales. Because they're the kind of thing you see on a shelf and you go, oh, Denzel. Oh, Equalizer. I know that from the 80s.
I mean, DVD sales don't really exist that much these days, do they? But, it'll do all right on streaming, probably, I should think.
Yeah. I know I never already watched the Equalizer TV series, but is it anything like this?
I loosely remember it from my childhood. Like,
it's not as violent.
No, it's not anything like. Well,
and it's set in London.
I think so.
America.
No, it's not America.
Yeah.
I don't think it was America because Edward Woodward's British, isn't he?
The guy from the Wicker Man. That's what I know him from. And the Hot Fuzz, weirdly, he turns up in Hot Fuzz.
He does turn up in Hot Fuzz. Well, but Hot Fuzz is a big homage to the Wicker Man, so it makes sense that he's in Hot Fuzz. I don't. From what I remember, which isn't much because I would have been like 6, then I think it was a lot tamer. I don't think it was like a super assassin. I think he was like a retired cop.
Yeah, who helps out, but like the A-Team.
Yeah, like the A-Team. So it ran.
I know there's a TV series.
It ran from 85 to
89,
89, the TV series. So I would have been 8 when it finished. So I don't really remember it. I remember what? Oh, do you know what I do remember in it? I'm pretty sure Billy Zabka played his son.
Oh, really?
So I think it must be in America. I think it must be set in America. I'm pretty sure Billy Zabka plays
from
Robert McCall's son. Yeah. Sorry, Billy Zabka from Karate Kid and Cobra Kai and all those things.
Because there's also a TV series with Queen Latifah called The Equalizer.
Oh, is there? Okay.
So I've never watched it. I don't know if it's any good. A reboot of it. I think it's done a couple of seasons. I'm not quite sure if it's still going.
No idea.
But interesting. But here we are. We both think it's about 3.5, 4 star. Go. I think that's a recommendation.
I think it probably is. Like, don't go into it expecting the world. But, if you want a decent enough movie that you don't have to think too much about, then yes, it's all right.
It's good. And we've kind of kept away from spoilers. I mean, it's very hard to spoil, to be honest.
Hard to spoil, but there is some spoilery stuff in there.
We've done nothing.
Yeah. It's not nothing.
It's a start for me and you because we normally just blurt things out.
True.
The reign of professional critics has started.
If you want to listen to us blurting stuff out a bit more, then you can do that by going back and listening to our other episodes where we review other stuff. Got quite a lot of sequels to review this month, but that's not always the case, and sometimes we have to fudge things together a little bit and do anniversary specials for Legally Blonde 2. Yeah. Go back and listen to that one, see what we thought of that. While you're there, hit the subscribe button, hit the auto download button. We'll drop into your pod player choice every single week. If you really like us and you can't live without a little bit more of Unequal Sequel in your life, get yourself onto anotherslice.com/unequal sequel. You can join our subscription service. It's $2.99 a month, and you will get loads of extra content. There's sequels for all our interview episodes. There is Box Set Mentality. There's Disenfranchised. Basically, you get loads of extra podcasts for just $2.99 a month. I nearly said $3.99 a month again because I don't think that would be unreasonable. Yes. It's okay. Also, just get yourself on social media. We are on all of them. That includes Twitter, or whatever that is now, Threads, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok. We're on Letterboxd, just at Unequal Sequel, and all the things. You can find us, send us a DM, let us know what you thought about the Equalizer 3, and we'll read out your comments on our end of month roundup. If you don't do social media, you can always send your comments to us on email. We are at unequalsequel@hotmail.com.
Boom. Well done, sir. We've just finished our second box set in Box Set Mentality on Another Slice, where we have watched the three from Dusk Till Dawn films.
Yeah, it was a ride.
I'm surprised as everyone else there's 3 of these films. We are doing Twilight box set next because apparently Rich's wife wants to, torture you.
And you, seems. By the sounds of it.
And and me. And for Disenfranchised, our next franchise we're looking at that didn't make a franchise, hence Disenfranchised, is the Mr. and Mrs. Smith film starring Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie. So I'm actually looking forward to that one. So next week, review, I think we're doing The Nun 2. So you know that bit when you were saying your time is precious and you don't want to go watch films you don't want to see?
You're going to make me.
This might be that film. I don't know if you want to watch The Nun 1. I don't know if you have to watch The Nun 1. There's a big scary nun. There you go. It's a ghost.
I'm going to have to watch The Nun 1, aren't I? Is it a jump scare movie? Is it all jump scares again?
I don't remember being very jump scared in The Nun 1. The Nun also turns up in The Conjuring 2.
Oh, right, okay.
If you it's a little bit
don't
for some
really
reason.
want to watch that either.
That's set in Enfield.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's about the Enfield hauntings.
I don't care.
So I think we're going to do that. People who know that, we are brave boys and we can now do horror films and scary films.
Yeah, but I just
we
find them a bit boring, Dave. The good ones are really good. The mediocre ones are really dull. Right.
Yep, so we'll see what that is. I've got nothing else to say. Thank you for everyone for carry on listening to Season 5. We've finished that now. We are planning for Series 6. So thank you for listening to that. It is a goodbye from me. Bye-bye. It is a goodbye from him.
Bye!
See you next week. Sequel to this week. Have a good week. Yeah, kind of forgot how to talk at the end there a little bit.
You did fine.
Don't know why.
You did fine. Don't worry. You got through it.
If we don't want to do the Nun 3, we can do the Big Fat Greek Wedding 3 as well, whatever it's called.
I'd rather do that, to be fair, but you've told everyone we're doing the Nun now, so...
Well, we're still talking about...
Nah, let's do the Nun. Come on, we're big brave boys, we can do it.
It's a bigger film. And plus I've at least haven't seen either of the Greek weddings. Okay, bye-bye. We're going to watch the Nun. We're brave boys. Bye!